exercise is one of the real key players. Now, we're not talking about Olympic exercise. That's one big mistake people make. The research kind of shows minimum 16 minutes a day or 4 times a week of fast exercise, and that could be jumping on a rebounder. I include oxygen, so sometimes, I don't know if you can do it in New York, but is to breathe oxygen while you're jumping on the rebounder. Because oxygen is key for mitochondria. And building mitochondria is really, really important. And exercise will build the mitochondria, but it moves everything. It stimulates growth hormone. It calms the mind. It has an antidepressant effect. And it makes the system work. So vigorous exercise, you can do that 3 to 4 times a week. That's all you need to do. It actually isn't good to do 6 or 7 days a week. What I learned in college playing football at Amherst College is that we didn't work hard Thursday and Friday before the game on Saturday. Why? Because the body has to regenerate. If you're over-exercising, the body doesn't have time to regenerate. And the research really says, around 3 to 4 times a week. The other thing is stretching. So because, particularly with age, you tend to contract, stretching. At the age of 70, if you aren't doing breathing exercise, you lose 50% of your lung capacity. And you need oxygen. So we're creating prana, we're exercising, we're stretching, and you need to be able to balance in different ways and things like that. Very, very important, particularly with age. You really want to focus on your balancing. Tomorrow in yoga, I'll do more of the balancing. So those are things that are really important about exercise. And it's kind of fun. Some of us think it's fun. Not everybody. So, some of the research, this 80-year study, shows that it's very important to be successful. I'm going to use the word dharma, and that means life purpose. Now, I said meaning, putting God at the center. Purpose is very important. People who live a purposeful life live longer. Significantly. Again, significant is 5 years. That's what the study kind of shows. That's huge. And these are people who are working hard, enjoy their work, are successful. They don't have to have, this is interesting, the research shows they didn't have to have the perfect job, but they had to have a job that they felt meaning, that was purposeful for them. And that's every age. We do know if people retire, their rate of mortality greatly increases. If they retire into doing humanitarian work, in terms of service, different story. That's still work. The other day I had a person in who was a contractor, and his wife was trying to get him to retire, and he didn't want to retire. He liked his work. I said, no, you don't want that, because you retire, your mortality is going to increase. I don't think you want that. He was very happy to hear that. And his wife, his wife's great, actually, but she got an important message. Retiring is not really a good idea. If you're looking at longevity and vitality, you have to have a purpose. So whatever it is, some people just love their work as whatever they're doing. Some people love doing humanitarian service, whatever they're doing. Yeah, but having a purpose and having a job of some sort is extremely important for longevity. So I'm just going to put it that way. And they do show that people who actually do well and have purpose and do work hard do live longer than people who aren't having much purpose and they're just kind of doing a job to support themselves. They don't live as long. They're not turned on to life. So their whole physiology is one of being more shut down. So the research is very clear about that. So People need to find meaning in their purpose in their work. There has to be something. At whatever age, go for it is really the message. If you're a student, go for it. If you're, an executive, go for it. If you're, whatever you're doing, enjoy it and feel good about it. You got to feel good about it. That's part of the story. In terms of the kind of anti-aging types of effects. This is one of the key things, is to be sovereign. Now, if we kind of look at the struggle that goes on in the world, I really don't want to talk politics. Generally, that's not what life is about. Life is about knowing the one. But systems that allow you to have integrity and control over your life, you do better. You live longer. You're being in control. Now, we're never in control. Life is always out of control. It's the way it is. Only the play of God is it. And the only control we have is going along with that. But given that, what I mean being in control, like dressing the way you want to, eating what you want to eat, working the way you want to work, controlling your hours of work accordingly, that kind of thing, okay? People live longer because, again, they have more sense of who they are, more sense of their unique purpose. Each person has a sacred design. I remember I was visiting a Huichol village in Mexico, and they were doing a ceremony. What are they doing? Well, a child's born, and the elders would gather around, and they try to tune in on the direction of life for that child. And so what's that child's sacred design? It's not like they're always going to be right, but the concept is find your sacred design and go with that. And that's part of what the sovereignty is needed. So our society says, well, you need to go to college, you need to do this, you need to get a PhD. But if that isn't your path, that's not going to be good for you. It may be that you're going to do, whatever, be a plumber or whatever, if you get what I'm saying, is that you have to follow what you feel is really right for you, not what the society wants you to fit in, So that's the key in that.